Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Jessica. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. It's good
Good.
here.
Where in the world are you?
I'm, I'm over here in California. I'm in LA at the moment.
Amazing. Goodness me, from London to LA. Well, you were based in the UK before, right?
I was based Manchester area.
Amazing. So while people are kind of starting to join us, do you want to share a little bit about you? Maybe introduce yourself, tell us who you are.
Yeah, so I'm an actor, content creator, writer, all the things. You creatives know, you know how it goes. We do it all. And I'm also a mindset manifestation mentor for creatives as well. So the main aim is to get people feeling good, get people believing in themselves, and get people booking the jobs.
Absolutely. I mean, we're aligned with that 100%. I've seen that Phoenix has joined us. Hey. If you are joining live as well, do feel free to say hello. If you're watching this on the replay, absolutely reach out. It's lovely for us to know that you're there and, enjoying it and it's all making sense to you. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about you as an actor, maybe like what you've done, what you're doing at the moment, and then we'll dive into more Jessica as a coach as well, because they cross over.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so where to start with this journey? Obviously, I've been in this industry for a very long time. I actually started in the musical theatre space. I had some wonderful opportunities, graduated from Guildford School of Acting back in, oh gosh, I can't remember the year now. Graduated from there, got some wonderful things. The first job was Titanic on the at Charing Cross, which was amazing. And then I went on to play Sandy in Grease at Leicester Curve, which was kind of my breakthrough role, which was a big one. And went off and did like a lot of these shows for a long time, West End touring, doing all of this. And then I hit a point in my career where I was like, right, what is it I actually want? Because I think that sometimes we can fall into the trap of, if we're talented in an area, like we can fall into this trap of just being in that space because everybody's telling you, but not actually focusing on what it is you want. So I did a little soul searching and I realized that actually my main passion is acting, while still obviously doing all the other bits and bobs. And like if I got another job on the West End, sure, I'd take it, but I've kind of stopped auditioning for those things now, and I've gone more into TV and film. And so now I produce film, and the last job I actually did was James Corden's latest comedy drama, Mammals, which was on Amazon Prime. So that was a really cool gig to do. And now I'm over here in LA, in Hollywood, and auditioning for some new Netflix things. Got some meetings lined up over here. Can't really say that much more about everything that's going on here now. But yeah, so it's kind of transferred from this musical theatre background into acting. And I know there's probably some people that tune to your work as well that maybe think, oh my God, I'd love to be able to cross over into that area too. And I just want you guys to know that it's entirely possible. And if it's a dream of yours, and if it's something that you guys want to do, you're able to do it, and so that's how my career has gone so far. And then amongst that, obviously a lot of soul searching and a lot of mindset work, which is brought on the
Oh, that's such a fascinating, like, sort of short little teaser of your life and career, which is wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. So what about on the coaching side? Like, what got you into working with other creatives?
Yeah, so now it's probably not what you're going to think. It wasn't actually something to do with the industry at all. It was actually just to do with me and where I was with my own self-worth. And I think as well, a lot of creatives will understand that this work is incredibly vulnerable, and we put ourselves through a lot. If you're going through drama school, or if you're even trying to get into drama school, like we go through a lot. And I think my 3 years at drama school taught me a lot, but it was also some of the most painful years of my life. And I came out of drama school, and like I said, my career did incredibly well, and I kind of got pushed into these big roles that I don't think I was very ready for in myself as a woman, and So it led me down a path of deep anxiety you know, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy in myself and in the, and that's when I knew that something had to change. And actually the thing that got me into all of this work, into my mindset manifestation work, and my first spiritual awakening really was when my ex-boyfriend of 5 years left me, and he walked out. He didn't really give me, it was quite a traumatic, you know, breakup, and this is my only ever boyfriend I've had in my life. So this actually, it had nothing to do with the industry. It just had everything to do with me. And I went into this, dived into this journey of my own self-love, my own self-worth, and things started to pick up. And this is when, you know, I created a business, and the business blew up, and this was over COVID. So when we were all locked down, I think those years were make or break years for a lot of us, especially as creatives, because we had to stop, everything stopped, and you know, we had to really go reassess what we were doing with our lives, you know. So I had to really work through a lot of things in myself, and I had to remove myself from the industry for quite a bit. And but funnily enough, you know, as soon as I started doing this work, that's when it started coming in. That's when the work, the job opportunity, the, you know, the money, and money as artists, creatives, we know as well. A lot of us have a bad mindset around that. So it's a big part of what I teach as well, is the money mindset around this. You know, I set my business up, I took it to 6 figures in less than a year. And this was coming from making no money as an artist, you know, before. So a lot of this work stemmed from just everything that was going on within myself. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that. I've only recently discovered that myself. Like I think, you know, there's so many people within the industry. It's just an expectation that, oh, okay, well, I'm a performer, or I'm an actor, I'm a singer. That means that I do it for the love of it, not for the money. But why? Why does that? Why is that so ingrained in us, in training and in the industry and in society, to have lots of money is a bad thing?
Now, this is the thing that is I'm in true belief about, is that money and love are the same thing, because it's all energy. And so a lot of the work that I'm doing with my clients, and anybody who knows about manifestation in this world, a lot of the work is energy based. And so this is why, obviously, you know, I was talking to you just a little bit before about my new program that I brought out, Fame, because it is a frequency. You know, like, we can be the most talented people in the world, we can have all the technique down, we can be going to the acting classes and the singing classes and the dance classes, but you know, if you don't have the energy of someone that is famous, that's someone that is freaking good at showing up and wants to be seen, you're never going to be noticed, and never have the career success that you want. It's all frequency. So it's a lot of what I'm teaching, and it's the same with money. Money is just an energy, and you know, if you can learn to fall in love with that energy and fix your mindset around it, you can be an artist, successful as an actor, and incredibly wealthy. And this is now the reality that I'm living now. So yeah.
Yeah, so exciting. Absolutely. I talk a lot about when you go into auditions, when you walk on stage, like you have to embody a lead role. You have to be the leading lady when you step out on stage, when you step into the audition room, because if you don't believe you are, why will anyone else?
Absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely. Embodiment is a huge part of the work I do. It's one of those things that if we're not showing up for ourselves and we're not in this version of us, then you know, you're just signaling to the universe you aren't worthy of it, you know. And we have to be able to show up and not care what anybody else thinks. You know, I talk about this a lot with clients, and being a little bit delusional. In fact, being very delusional, and actually speaking this reality that you're wanting to live, that you're wanting to create, speaking it out right now. I have some incredible embodiment stories. You know, when I first got my first TV role, this is when I was wanting to cross over from, you know, the musical theatre into TV. When I got my first TV role, I remember I was in London for a meeting, and I was walking down the street, and somebody stopped me down the street. Oh, you know, like, you know, what do they do? I think it was a guy asking me out. I wasn't interested, but listen, he was asking me out, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm an actor. And he goes, oh, what are you in? And in this moment, I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be in a Netflix series or doing whatever, you know, and I didn't have it at the time, but I told him I had, right? This is a complete stranger. And I said, listen, I've actually got a brand new job on TV. It's a big role. I can't tell you that much else about it. Like, whoa, are you famous? Whoa. And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah, you'll see more about it soon. You know, being in this energy of someone that actually had the role, not caring, just having fun with it, you know, being playful with it. I kid you not, a few days later, my agent calls me and says, you've got your first TV job. So, you know, when we're working with this energy of just showing up and being that woman today, things fly in far more quickly than you expect them to. But it really is a process of, you know, lying to yourself a little bit and being a little bit delusional and being a little bit crazy and not caring or worrying what thinks about that, because at the end of the day, when you're the one there with the job, who's going to be, you know, who's going to be happier, right? Yeah. So you've got to just put all of those fears of judgment aside and go, this is what I want for myself. But a lot of being able to is clearly how confident you are in yourself, you know, how confident that you are to go and do that. And, you know, I get called crazy all the time. I'm constantly being called crazy. But the thing is, being called crazy, and I'm in Hollywood and I'm getting auditions. So it's like, you've got to weigh up how happy, you know, people that are judging you, right? So yeah, it's a big thing. I love embodiment work.
Definitely. And, you know, one person's perception of crazy is another person's perception of successful. So absolutely. You know, I mean, prime example, I'm going to New York for a kind of a work trip. It is a work trip. There's a couple of, like, you know, days of just not doing anything, pleasure. Yeah. But my boyfriend's mum was like, oh, you're so brave, like going out there on your own. I was like, I didn't even think of it like that. Like, you know, I go away and do jobs and things, and I'll travel halfway across the world on my own, all the way around the world on my own, and I don't think twice about that. But for some people, you know, doing things like going live on social media, like, you know, sharing your opinion with the world, traveling across the world, flying on your own, going and doing things that, you know, other people sometimes do think, oh my goodness, you're a bit crazy. So
and
you know,
it's the other thing, like, to point out here is, because you said going live on social media. I remember the first time I went live on social media, and it was for my business and it was for my work, and oh my god, I was shitting myself. Like, anybody who says, like, taking these big risks and doing these things isn't scary is totally lying to you. Like, the fear never goes away. When I got on this to LA, I was so scared, right? And it's this whole process of just holding your hands with this fear and going, well, the fear's never going to leave me. I'm a risk taker. Like, if I want to be successful, I've got to take risks. And that means I've got to get comfortable with fear, because it's not going anywhere, you know? Like, you know, you going off to New York, I'm sure you have some sort of, you might be feeling a little bit nervous about some of the things that you're going to do and people you're going to meet there, but it's part of it, you know? And we've all got to start somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge fan of getting out your comfort zone as well. I don't do very well being comfortable, so I'm very, very much a fan of, like, live in the fear, get out your comfort zone, like, go for it. So what has kind of, talking about getting out your comfort zone and just kind of like going for it, what's been your biggest challenge maybe in your career, in your coaching? What has been, like, a huge challenge that you faced in your life that you had to overcome?
Oof, that there's some big ones in here. I'd probably say, like, the first thing, you know, my story about how you know, I went through a very bad breakup and I had to do a lot of inner work and figure out a lot of my own shadows and a lot of my own things that were going on beneath the surface. You know, that was something that was a challenge for me in itself, because I had to put a lot of my ego aside and just be like, okay, listen, if I want to sort myself out and be a successful woman, then I have to go and get help. You know, I have to hire the mentors, hire the coaches. And I invested a hell of a lot of money into, you know, into coaches and people that were going to help me with my mindset and my inner world. And that was scary, you know, like, and also again, like, you know, investing the money, investing in these courses, things like this, you know, my clients will know as well. The fear never goes away from that, but it's such that leap is the biggest thing you can do for yourself. That's what changed my life, you know, like is those investments. But I'd probably say as well, this time last year, so I went through, I actually ended up in hospital this time last year, and it actually was to the date, you know, I'm getting like memories on my Facebook now. Yes. I was in hospital for a while. I got very ill and I nearly lost my life. And this was one of those moments for me where it was another reason why I booked, you know, got this plane ticket over here and go after my dreams, because, you know, our lives are precious and our lives are short, you know, and I went through a very, very tough time last year, spent a lot of last year recovering. It's another reason now I'm having a massive rebrand in both my business and in myself as an actor and a creative and, you know, a multi-entrepreneur, because there is so much we can do with our lives. And when we think we've hit a level, there's always another level, you know, and with these new levels comes new levels of faith, right? And so I'd say that my biggest challenge last year was overcoming this illness, actually figuring out who the fuck I am and what I want to do with my life, and then going after it. And I think, as I say, you know, you don't have to be in a rock bottom place. You don't have to be in a place of complete despair to start doing this work. But, you know, if your life is feeling not exciting, not fulfilled, not amazing, and you're not seeing the success you want, then you've just got to put everything aside and just go for it, you know. And I think getting ill was another kick up the backside for me, you know, because I'd already done quite a lot with my life to that point, but I was like, there's more, there's always more, you know. So yeah, that's probably my biggest challenge recently.
Yeah, oh, I can feel your like excitement. I'm in love with your energy. I absolutely love it. So whilst you've been out there or previously to that, is there a moment you kind of on the flip side to like the challenge that has been such a huge sense of like pride? Is there, you know, when you got through the other side of things, or when you landed in California and you were like, this is it, like I'm doing it, when you had your first meeting, what was that like the proudest moment you've had?
Oh, I've had so many proud moments since being out here, you know. I think that honestly the biggest thing is that I've made some incredible friends out here in California, and I just feel like it was always the part of the world I was supposed to be in, you know. So for me, like, I've got an amazing community around me. My fire is back, you know, like in my business, having this rebrand, doing all these things. Oh, I'm throwing things around, sorry, I'm getting tired. But I'd probably say it was so I actually went off traveling California. So I went around all the way from LA, around, saw the Grand Canyon, went to Vegas, did all the things, right? And whilst I was traveling and just having this amazing experience, I get this email from a very big casting director. And this is another thing that I teach, you know, because when we can really lean back, let things come to us, this is part of the manifestation, you know, because I think a lot of the time we're always like, how can we work harder? How can I send more emails? How can I do more auditions? How can I do? Sometimes you just got to take a breather and go, I'm just going to have some fucking fun. And that's when the thing is going to come to me, because it's all about raising that frequency. So whilst I was out there, and I get this email, and so there I am, like booking my flights over to Burbank in Hollywood, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, like last minute doing all of this. And I get there and I'm sitting in front of this casting director who's, you know, like I won't name names, but she's done some huge stuff, you know, in Hollywood. And that was a moment I knew, like, all of for this reason. And it gave me, again, like that other fire up my ass, like, I know that this is somewhere I'm supposed to be, something I'm supposed to be doing. So that was a big proud moment, yeah, for sure.
I think it's knowing so solidly that it's going to happen for you, no matter what. So go live your life, do whatever, because it's happening. Like, you're putting in the work. So just trust that, the process is working. You cannot physically, you know, want something, work for something and not get it. I don't believe that anyway.
Absolutely.
Amazing. What about sort of, let's flip onto like client side a little bit, because obviously we've spoken a bit about your wins, your struggles and things.
Yeah.
Is there a standout moment for you working with a client or in a client's life where you just felt that sense of like, you know, pride or joy in their transformation? Or
so many moments. I can't even tell you. I don't know whether some of my clients might be logging on here, or, you know, we've got a few comments, but I have coached over the last 3 years so many incredible women, you know, women that are just so determined to change not just their careers, you know, like I'm helping a lot of creatives, a lot of artists, a lot of actors, but it's not just your career, it's just you as a person, you know, like, but actually wanting to make that change for you and knowing that you deserve it. I've had clients do crazy things, you know, like, I mean, my current one-on-one client, she's moving to New York. She's just been over there for a trip. She's auditioning for the Rockettes. She's doing all of this. And literally just like 6 months ago, she was sitting in her room going, I don't know what I'm doing with my life or my career. She's now just done an audition for the Rockettes in New York, right? I've got clients that, one of my longest standing clients, she is now like a lead vocalist on a major cruise line, and she's also running a 5-figure business herself. As she does that, she created this business whilst working with me, because here's the other thing, you know, like I think especially as actors, like we really do just put ourselves in this box, and we believe that other people are in control of our lives and our careers, you know, the casting directors, the producers, the people. You're in control of your life. And, you know, if you want to make the money, if you want to be a success, if you want to be out there, if you want to be seen and noticed, you go and goddamn do it yourself, you know? And so what I love to see in my creative clients, my actors, is that this entrepreneurial spirit that comes out in them too. And they're like, I can do this. I can make money. I can make a success of myself, and I can do it myself. And that's amazing to see. So I've got so many amazing client success stories that, you know, they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're all wonderful. Like I am blessed to be working with such wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah, and doesn't it make it so much more amazing as well, now that I guess that's kind of something that we should be grateful for in a sense from the pandemic, that everyone and everywhere in the world is so much better connected now with, you know, social media, with online, you know, access to each other, that you can work with anyone from anywhere in the world.
We all just build ourselves up, and like, you know, and that's the thing here, you know, like it's the thing with social media, like it was one of the biggest things in my own journey, you know, finding a community. And I'd say anybody who's starting a journey on their own mindset, it's finding your circle and being able to set a boundary with the people that are bringing you the fuck down, because there is a lot of very negative people, especially in this industry, because it's a tough industry. But if you want to be one of the people that is, you know, up there successful, you've got to be cutting a few of these people out. You've got to be surrounding yourself with incredibly successful people, wealthy people, you know, talented people, people that have got the jobs. You want to be surrounding yourselves with these people, because these are the people that are going to get you in the right circles, the right energy. You're going to be in the frequency of fame, success. You know, this is why with the new program that I brought out, like one of the big reasons that this feels so right now is because it's been happening to me for a while, and I've been kind of, you know, not like kind of neglecting my actors a little bit, you know, my career a little bit, whilst I've been on my journey, because I've been calling myself a manifestation mentor, which I am, but like really niching down into creatives, I'm doing it myself. And I one of the things I got super intentional about when I was wanting to manifest this TV job was, I don't want it to be just anything. I don't want it to be just a walk on in a soap. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but for me, I was like, I want to be surrounded by fame. So there is no coincidence that when I got the first job, and like I'm now lying in a bed scene with James Corden next to me, and I'm like, okay, now I see what frequency we're in here, okay, you know, because it's possible for everybody, but it really is that energy that you're holding. So totally.
I love that. It's leveling up, isn't it? You get to choose, like you get to decide what level you stop at, really. you decide it definitely all comes from you. And I literally feel like you're like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed mirror to my soul. Everything you're saying, and I feel like any of my clients that are watching this or that watch it on the replay will literally be like, is that Gemma but in Hollywood with blonde hair and blue eyes? Because everything you've said and I'm saying is so strongly aligned with everything that
up and actually have a coffee then, girl.
yeah, definitely. I'll take a trip out to California. I've never been, so
I love that.
we'll do it. So you mentioned your course. Why don't you tell us a little bit before, we've literally got a couple of minutes left, so tell us a bit about how my audience can get in your world, can contact you, the best place to find you, and a bit about your course that you've got coming up as well.
Oh, amazing. I've just seen that one of my longest standing clients, Zena, has just joined, and she'll know, and a lot of my audience will know, that this course that I've just brought out is something that's brand new. So I've been running an academy called the Mindset Miracles and Manifestation Academy for 3 years, and that has changed so many of the women in my circle. It's changed so many lives. But something recently was really in my intuition telling me, no, it's not right anymore. Like, there's something bigger coming through. And really for me, what that was this rebrand and totally going back in and niching in and focusing in on my creatives and on my actors, because I am one, and it's part of my being out here, being around, you know, these big casting directors and these award-winning actors and these people, and thinking there is a frequency here that everybody can tap into, you know. And I know for a fact there's a lot of people that's probably watching, maybe you're back in Manchester where I was, you know, and thinking, well, how the hell do I end up there, you know? And this real like, well, that's just too far away, that's just too out of my reach. And one of the biggest things I want people to know is that if you don't allow yourself to dream big, then you're actually not allowing the universe to bring you anything that's that big. And again, so much of this is about your own self-worth, about how confident you are in yourself, and there's a lot of that inner work that comes on. But this fame frequency program that I've now brought out, it's teaching you that energy. It's tapping into that mindset and that energy around being in the frequency of fame, of someone that has all eyes on them, that is getting noticed, and that is fucking sure of themselves, and, you know, is ready for this, you know, because this is a big reason why a lot of the time we don't get the success that we want. It's because we're not actually ready and we can't handle it. And we want to be able to hold that ball up in the air every single day and go, give me more. I can take it. I can handle it. I can do this. I can be in this role, right? And so this is a frequency we're wanting to embody. So in this program, it's 4 weeks. We're working through the mindset energy work around embodying this version of you, but we're also working on strategy, because there is a lot of action that we need to take in order to put ourselves out there, to network with the right people, to be seen online, you know, to grow a social media presence, for example. There's a lot of that work too that we go into. So those of my previous clients know, like, you know, in any of my containers, it is high energy. You will all leave being like, I can take on the fucking world. I can do anything, right? And so, but this is very, very niche down to my creatives, my content creators, online entrepreneurs, actors, obviously, and anyone within this creative space. So it's brand new. If you guys want to go and check it out, then you can go and head to the link in my bio, or please do give me a follow, drop me a DM, because I would love to connect with other amazing people that are wanting to change their lives. You know, we're all out here doing it together, and that's what I for sure.
I love that you said that. I live by that. I like to say that we're all in the same ocean, but in different boats. Yeah. Everyone's kind of got their own little different path, but we're all there together.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing. Jessica, thank you so much for joining me, for giving up your time this morning, this evening, depending where you are in the world. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you. So yeah, I really hope my audience go over, you know, give you a follow, check out everything that you do, because it's, yes, sounds absolutely incredible.
Thank you, Gemma. It was really, really lovely.
No problem. I'll let you know when I'm heading to California.
Yeah. Coffee or a cocktail.
Have a lovely day. I'll see you soon, Jessica.
Bye.
Bye.